Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap Session for Tuesday, May the 2nd, 2017. My name is Doug McKay. I'm the founder of Quantum Leap Futures. Each morning we get together in these live go-to sessions to take a look at the market, macro to micro, take a look at the structure of the market, and then we drill down to our trade levels, our targets, and our main hypotheses for the day. Yes, we do create multiple hypotheses. We do not know what the market's going to do. We can only create a plan and have it in place and ready to enact on it once the market shows us what it's going to do. This is a subscription room. If you're interested in checking it out, please send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. There's no website. There's no blog. We do everything here live in the go-to during the pre-market session, and then we do live trading and analysis during the course of the trading day. Please read through the disclaimer. Nobody yet. Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own risk metrics. All right, so in terms of news today, there really isn't any scheduled news. You can see that we had some New Zealand news, some Great Britain news that's coming out later tonight, but in between there's really nothing. We do have vehicle sales, and that's about it. Now, there is a report out that says that Trump is going to be speaking to Putin at 12:30. Apparently Putin initiated the call, so I'm sure there's going to be some headlines coming out about that call. Whether the market reacts to it or not, I don't know. In terms of earnings, again, the earnings today have been fairly good. We had CVS and Pfizer and MasterCard, Shopify and BP. Again, all the earnings are coming out okay. The big thing, of course, today is going to be the Apple news. After the close, we've got Apple, Gilead, Twilio, First Solar are the big ones. So they all come out after market. Everybody will be obviously waiting on Apple, considering that they now have more cash reserves than Canada and Great Britain putting together. Let's take a look at yesterday. Yesterday, well, our plan was, our Hypo 1 was pretty much dead on. Our Hypo 1 was an open auction in range, out of value, a rotation down to test the value, and between the 82 and the 79, we were looking for responsive buyers to step in, rotate us up, and then chop around in this thin area most of the day with a late day probe up to the 89.75. Of course, when they did this move, they gave us a zipper measured move. The primary target on that zipper measured move was 23.90.75, and lo and behold, we hit that to the tick. We created a weak high here at the 23.95, and then just again, I was not expecting a lot of expansion. I was expecting to close back inside of the range and back down towards this 85, 86 area, which is now our 5-day microcomposite VPOC. So let's take a look at the overall. I always like to start my day using my paper money for just checking to see where we are in terms of the trend. I use a 9 EMA, a 20 SMA. I start on the monthly and work my way down into the intraday. And what I'm looking for is slope and separation on strength of the trend, where the trend is being challenged or violated. You can see we're back in a very strong trend. We're very close to the all-time highs, the unadjusted high at 24.01, the adjusted high to the June contract at 23.98. Unadjusted highs have a tendency of getting taken out, and we're up high enough and close enough that I do anticipate that that is going to happen. We do have Fed tomorrow, so I'm expecting either a quick move this morning and then sideways action, or sideways action pretty much all day as we wait on the Fed. But, there's three scenarios that I'm going to talk about, but let's just go through. The trend is intact, doesn't even get challenged until we get back below 2,300. On the weekly, we've got the gap up on the weekly. So we're looking for possibility of gap and go. The trend is still very much intact. On the daily, we're creating a bull flag here on the daily, and again, trend very much intact on the daily. On the 4-hour, we're in consolidation, symmetrical triangle, holding the 9 and the 20, so consolidating for the next move. Same thing on the 1-hour, same thing on the 30-minute, although we are breaking out of the downward, the upper trend line, and we are holding above the 9 and the 20. And then the 15-minute, you can see again, same thing. We did come down and test the 9 and pop back up. And again, we've broken this upward trend line and looking for continuation to the upside. And then on the 5-minute, you can see that we've got good slope, good separation, and prices paralleling the 9 quite nicely. So jumping over to our big picture, you can see that the longer term balance that goes to the gap up day on February the 13th is at the 56.50, and we gapped up above that, and now we're creating a 5-day balance, and that 5-day balance is holding in around that 85, 86 level. There's a little LVN and the microcomposite value area. We are using the 82.25 yesterday as our over-under line. We're going to be using it again today as our over-under line. A break above the week high on the 90.75, that triple top that we put in yesterday. I would be looking for them to pop up into that 93 area. Remember that 93 is the extended target on the zipper measured move. The zipper measured move was never violated. It does not get violated until we break below that low at 80.75 that we put in yesterday. Our low overnight was 84.25. So far our high overnight is 88.25, and we're basically still creating balance. So the key levels to watch for today, obviously the 85 to 86, the 90.75, 93, 94.75, and then of course the unadjusted. If we break out above the flag here, I would be looking for them to take out the 98 to 2401. And equalize those two highs. A break below 82 could bring us a bigger move back down into the gap zone in around the 75. 74.50 becomes our key line in the sand. Below the key line in the sand, I'm looking to come down and close the naked close down here at 23.70.25. The three scenarios that I'm looking at today is just more chop inside of this this microcomposite, or a move up and go into tomorrow in the 2400s into the Fed tomorrow, or a breakdown and a move back towards the 70, possibly the 63, where the last price that we accepted, or the last price where the sellers were stepping in was at that 64.50 area. And so, one of three things I think is going to happen today. We have a really tight range, or we have an early move up and we go sideways in the 2400s, or we break down and we fill the gap and we start moving down towards the 64.50 and go into tomorrow Fed in around 64.50 to 56.25 area. So let's take a look at the overnight session. Start moving our numbers over. Our 88.25 is our high. That also happens to be our value area high. It was funny, yesterday we had the overnight low at the value area low, and now today we had the overnight high at the value area high. It's interesting. Our overnight low is down at 84.25. So you can see we had a very, very tight range, a 4-point range overnight. They've obviously created a nice Gaussian distribution around the Globex VPOC at 85.75, which just happens to be right on top of yesterday's VPOC, 2 days, 2 sessions of complete balance, 5 days of complete balance in around that 5. They're coiling, they're creating balance. What happens when they accept that balance? Balance leads to imbalance, which leads to balance. So we are now looking for, okay, this week, not saying it's going to happen today, this week we're looking for a move outside of this balance. Obviously, I'm going to be watching the overnight high, the 90.75, as I said. I'm going to be targeting the 93. That's the zipper measured move above the 94. I've got everything I need from here, so I don't need this anymore. Let's get rid of that. Expand this out. The 94.75. And obviously the 98. Right now, our full session daily 20 period ATR is running at 1836. So off of the low overnight of 84.25, plus 1836. Our ATR upside target is 2402.50. It's actually 61, so we'll give it to 75. All right, and off of our overnight high of 88.25, our downside daily ATR target really doesn't move much. It is moved up to 70, so sitting just below this this naked close and naked VPOC. Okay, and then levels to the downside, our value area is very much a valid value area. So any break below, I'm looking for a move down. We left that naked close and naked VPOC by 1 tick yesterday, so this will be a trade area and a target. And then below that, I'm targeting the 775. You can use the 78.25. That is the range low from Friday. And then the 74, I'm targeting 75.50, and then 74.50 becomes our key line in the sand. And then below that, everything's going to be about the 70. And then the 60, 64.50. And the month open, this is last month's open. Excuse me. Let's get rid of some of these old lines here. So 59.50. And then 56.25. Excuse me. All right, so those are our levels. What are our hypotheses? Well, our hypothesis is simple. We are collecting or creating balance and compression So I'm looking for continuation to the upside in the direction of the gap. So I'm looking for an open auction in range, in value, a move down, take out the overnight low, and then somewhere between the 83 and the 79 again, I'm looking for responsive buyers to step in, take us up through value, and basically chop between the 85 and the 93 area and into the close. That is my hypo 1. I'm not looking for a big move up. My hypo 2 is going to be an open test drive or an open drive, okay, and hold the value area or get a false breakout of the value area and push up quickly into the 93, 94, 75 area, chop around here, and then push up into equalizing the unequalized high and close somewhere close to 2400, either above or below it. And that would be my hypo 2. My hypo 3 is an open auction in range, a push up, failure to break out of the prior day range or a false breakout, find responsive sellers, rotate us down through the range, chop around, okay, and close and basically go sideways in around this 80 with maybe a late day probe down into the 78, 79 area. That's my hypo 3. And then my hypo 4 is an open auction, push up, failure to break out, find responsive sellers and get a strong move down, come down and take out the 80, 75, fail, push down to the key line in the sand down here, and then fail and push us down and close somewhere between the 64.50 and the 70 area, and then go sideways. So not expecting a lot of range, but my hypo 2 and my hypo 4 gives us the extension above or below the current balance. Hypo 1 and hypo 3 basically gives us more sideways action, one with a little bit of upside bias, one with a little bit of downside bias. It's the best you can do right now as we balance out here. We don't know which way it's going to break yet. I think that the probabilities are a break to the upside, but with the gap below us, it's almost like a coin flip, whether that they gap down and go into the Fed down, or they gap and they continue to move up on the gap up. So hard to say right now. Basically we've been going sideways throughout the whole Globex with a very, very tight range and no clear indication of which way it's going to break. Just watch the breaks of the range or the value. The value is going to give you the clue. The break of the range is going to give you the confirmation. Going to the gold and taking a quick look at gold. Gold has come back down again. We've broken out of this balance. We did get the shift on the on the composite up to the 65.70. We're back where it was, chopping around that 54.80. The last place, again, this is a perfect example of breaking out of balance, trying to hold value higher, unable to hold value, coming down to a former value area around 60, chopping around in that area, can't hold it. Where are they coming back to? So what I'm looking for in gold is a push down through to the 51.30 area, and then see if we bounce there. If we don't bounce there, then I'd look for them to push through down to test the lower side of this balance and the lower side of the value area down here at 46, and we'll see if we hold. If they get the shift of the value down and we bounce off of this 51, I'd be looking for them to rotate back up and test that 60 area again. So you can see how tight this value area is in this micro composite right here, with the value area of basically 61 and 46. I'm looking to test both sides of that today. First down and then hopefully pop up. If we break below the 46.40, okay, then I'd be looking for a bigger move down and failure in gold, and I'd be actually looking for gold to come back down towards the 1230 area and that 1221.70. Remember, 1221.70 is where we came and accepted that value. The composite VPOC was down here at the 2170 area. Then it shifted up to the 5480. Then it shifted up yesterday to the 65.70. We want to see it shift back down here and then us hold that value for a bounce and a move back up towards this 87. But if they break below the 46, then I think all bets are off to the upside for the time being. We look for more downside towards the 30.70 and the 21.70. Anyway, that's going to complete our pre-market session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we will catch you on the flip side.